So in this video, I'm being asked questions. I get emails all the time about different things, and I thought it'd be easier to do a couple of videos. We separated it into part 1 and part 2 about answering people's questions. I hope you guys like this.
John wants to know, how long have you been in the business?
We've been in the business for 6 years. This is going on our 7th year.
All right. Ed asked, how did you start your business?
How do we start our business? So, when I was in Florida, I had a landscape lawn care company, and what we did, I had a friend of mine that actually got into a mosquito business. He bought into a franchise, and he was telling me about the franchise, and I ended up buying out all his accounts. And he said, hey, it's just getting too hard finding employees. My wife and I are just going to do this side gig. So he did. And I kept in touch with him for a couple of years, and he said it was doing great, doing good. And so we decided, okay, well, we'll come back here and maybe we'll buy a franchise. Then we tried to do that, and all the territories had been bought up around us. So this particular franchise that we were going to buy into, we couldn't unless we wanted to travel to Chicago, which is about 5 hours from here. Yeah, so we didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
So at that point, I talked to my buddy and I said, hey, can you help me get this started, start my own? And he said, sure. So I worked with him, and that's kind of how we got started in it. It was basically, it was a side gig just to see if it would work. Okay.
Okay. Ed also asked, does your wife help you with your business?
She does. Especially now. In the beginning, not as much. It was more like, hey, we're going to go try this thing, see if we can make it fly. And then, but more and more as we grew, she became more and more involved in the business. And I mean, she's always been involved in all the businesses, like lawn care, landscaping, our retail shops. She's always been involved in all of those. So she kind of takes care of the office setting and the office girls and all of that, and I focus more on the operational part of getting everything done, getting the physical work done.
All right. I got one here from Jim. He's asking, how do you deal with upset customers?
Upset customers. Well, first and foremost, find out what the problem is. Listen to them, understand what they're talking about. If it's a mosquito problem, that's one thing. I can come in there, I can respray the property and fix the problem. It might be a problem of, they say, hey, your guy didn't go all the way down by the lake, or he didn't do my entire property. I paid for all of this. I want this done. In either case, you're coming back there and you're going to spray the property again. But the biggest thing is to listen to what the problem is, figure it out if it's our fault or it's someone else's fault. I can remember times when we were turned away from properties by other contractors. Like there was a landscape guy there one time that would not move for us to do our job. We showed up to do our job. We couldn't do the job. We notified the customer we couldn't do it. Customer got upset about it, and it's like, it's not our fault we can't do the job. We had you on the schedule. You were notified 24 hours in advance. We showed up to do our job, and your contractor turned us away. So it's up to the homeowner to talk to their contractors, and we can work around anybody, but she just needed to let them know that, hey, the mosquito police are coming here, and be ready for them, and you're going to have to get out the lawn for 10 minutes while they do their job.
All right. Okay, Jacob has a question for you, similar question. How do you deal with nosy neighbors?
That is a very good question. There's a lot of times that people, I call them tree huggers. A lot of times they're not paying for your service. Like, you're doing this one house that's here, but then there's a neighbor on this side or this side that maybe doesn't agree with the service or thinks that you're poisoning the earth or whatever their climate change reason is, to come after you. How I deal with them is I punch them right in the fucking face. No, I'm just kidding. I don't do that.
Okay.
No, but what I do is, of course, shut off your machine, listen to what they have to say. Okay. Sometimes you'd be surprised because the neighbors will come want a price to do their property, right?
Yeah.
But there are times when they're just angry because your spray got on their property or something, and if the wind happens to blow it up over there or something, they're on you about that. So I guess you just take each customer case by case, and you listen, you try and resolve the matter, and at the end of the day, they need to mind their own business.
Yeah.
They didn't hire us. I'm not there to please that guy.
Yeah.
I'm here to please this customer. And if I'm doing my job for this customer, and these neighbors come in, stick their nose in where it doesn't belong, then their nose needs to get knocked out of where it doesn't belong.
Yeah. All right. Bill writes, how long does it take to make $1 million?
Ooh, depends which bank you're robbed.
That's true, yeah.
See what it- no. You know, small town bank versus a big one.
Oh, of
You
course,
know,
yes.
I mean, yeah, so, no, but to make $1 million, well, I don't remember exactly when we made $1 million. In this business, in the mosquito police business, I would have to sit back and add it up, how much we made year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, before we actually made $1 million. But I can tell you, at year 6, we did over $1 million.
Yeah. Whoa.
So it took us 6 years to get to the point where we're making $1 million. And now, as long as we keep our processes and our people in place and keep our product good and just keep doing what we're doing, I expect that to just continue residually year after year after year.
Okay.
But to answer the question, for me to get to $1 million, it was 6 years.
Okay.
So I'm a mosquito police partner. The new guys that are coming in, I don't expect them to take that long because I kind of almost had to learn from scratch what to do, and we made mistakes along the way with marketing and this and that.
Of course.
And in handling customers, we weren't always the best at it.
Yeah.
Especially me. I have a wee bit of a temper, and so I cost my business customers because of that. And so I had to learn to just be more patient, more understanding. You got to realize you don't please everybody. But back to the point, the new partners coming in, they're pretty much buying our playbook. Okay, when you buy into this partnership program, you're buying the playbook. You're buying everything that we built and all the mistakes that we made along the way.
Okay.
And so I would expect those guys to do it sooner than 6 years. That would be my expectation. There's a lot of things that go into that. For example, how hard you work.
Mm-hmm.
I had one partner that was kind of a slacker. He didn't want to go out there and do his due diligence, and we tried to come up with a marketing program for him, and we said, okay, look, these are all the things that work for me. You need to do these things, and he just wouldn't do them. So that's a problem.
Yeah.
You know, if you're not willing to, I mean, you bought the playbook, why wouldn't you want to use it?
Exactly.
You know, you're an NFL team and you buy the playbook. You mean to tell me you're not going to use it? I mean, come on. You know,
Yeah.
it's been designed for you to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And so it goes according to how much you're willing to put into it. There's some guys that are lazy, that don't want to do it. They want to sit behind a computer all day. This isn't the business for you.
Yeah.
So that's, I guess, the answer to that question.
Okay. All right.
Let me end with,
Okay.
you're going to get out of it what you put into it.
Yes.
So if we would have been comfortable, let's say we made 50 grand our first year.
Okay.
If we would have been comfortable with that and never did anything to get any more customers, no marketing, no nothing, well, we'd never get to $1 million.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But because my foot's always on the gas and I'm always trying to grow and scale the company, that's how we get to $1 million. And now it should far exceed that.
Of course.
You know,
Yes.
next goal is, $1.5 million, 2 million, 5 million, 10 million. That's where I'm going.
Okay.
So if you have somebody that's like-minded like you in the business,
Mm-hmm.
they have the same mentality as you, is like, hey, George, I want that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well then I'm going to tell you, this is what you need to do to get there.
Yeah.
If you do it, fantastic, you're on your way. If you don't do it, then you're kind of on your own,
Okay.
you know.
All right. Okay, we got this one from Alan. How much money can I expect to make my first year? I think you kind of answered a little bit of that already, but
A little bit of it, yeah.
reiterate.
So your first year, when you first get into it, you have 0 customers, right? So now you have more time than money. What you have to do is you got to get boots on the ground. A prime example would be like right now, we're setting up all these door hangers and whatnot.
Okay.
All of these things are set up to go out very soon, and a lot of work that goes into this. But while we're sitting here, like for us right now, it's like the winter months.
Yeah.
So we're doing all of this stuff right now. Come spring, it's all going to go out. It's all going to be door after door after door amongst all the other marketing things that we do.
Okay.
So to answer the question about the first year, it really depends on several factors. One factor is how much competition do you have around you?
Mm-hmm.
How much of a head start did your competition get? It's not that you can't compete with them, because you can.
Mm-hmm.
In my market, I have like 5 or 6 different players in my area that do
Okay.
mosquito control. And some of them are the big name guys, and we still take their customers all the time. So I just basically outmarket them.
Okay.
Okay? And so you have competition is one thing.
Mm-hmm.
The other is how much you're willing to put into it. If you're willing to go, boots on the ground, you'll grow it fast. You grow it fast. I would say, and here again, it depends on the population. So, for example, I can go to Green Bay, Wisconsin, and because of the population, and if I market that right over there, I could come up with hundreds of customers, right? But now if I go up into Michigan, where it's more desolate areas, there it's going to take me longer to build that up to hundreds.
Okay.
Okay, because it's more spread out, it's more rural, you know. So there's a lot of factors that go into it. Okay.
Okay. Okay. We got one here from Mike. How hard is the mosquito police business, say compared to like lawn care?
So, very good question. I was in lawn care for 27 years. There are things about this business, you know, I do miss lawn care,
Okay.
but that's not the question. But
Yeah.
and I love doing lawn care, and I always seem to get off topic with
Yes.
this. But it's easier than lawn care, and I'll tell you why it's easier. It's easier because you don't, when you're in lawn care, you're doing everything. You're the guy on the mower that comes there. You're the guy picking the garbage first. Then you get on the mower. Then you get on your trimmer. Then you get on your edger. Then you get on your blower. When you start out and you're a solo guy, that's everything that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
With the mosquito police business, if you start out on your own, you're going to be the guy that comes in and sprays the property, gets back in the van and goes and sprays the next property. It is just so much simpler than doing all those things. And not only simpler, I guess in a lot of ways, you know, there's so many things. It's so labor intensive to do lawn care
Okay.
because of all the steps I just mentioned, you know, the mowing, the trimming, the edging, the blowing, the picking of the garbage. It's labor intensive.
Mm-hmm.
And not just that, but all the maintenance that you have to do all the time. You know, you're forever and a day, you know, twice a week, you've got those mowers out, you're cleaning the deck, sharpening the blades,
Yeah.
trimmer line on the trimmer, mixing your fuel for your stick equipment, fueling up your vehicles. The maintenance with the mosquito police is very minimal.
Okay.
It is, you change the oil, which is like 6 ounces of oil, I believe, once a week out of the backpack blowers, and you fill it up with gas every day. It is, and your chemicals. Make sure you have your chemicals, and everything you need to do your job is in there. But like when the guys come home with their vans at night, it probably takes them 15 to 20 minutes to fill them with water, put their chemicals in, put their signages in, door hangers, whatever it is that they need to have. 15, 20 minutes, they're done.
Mm-hmm.
Mowing is not that way. Mowing is a constant
Yeah.
fix this, repair that, trimmer line again, sharpening of the blades, all that, changing the oil on the mowers, on the trucks.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to mowing. Not only that,
Okay.
but with mowing, you're dragging a truck and a trailer usually,
Yeah.
right? So you have the expense of that truck, and let's say you have a mosquito police vehicle here.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say they equal each other.
Yeah.
Now, the lawn care guy's got to pull a trailer. You have the expense of that trailer, the wear and tear on the tires, the axles, the greasing, the bearings, you know,
Exactly.
and then put the mowers on that. You don't have that over here. Now you put the mowers on there. You got all the expense of taking care of those, right?
Yeah.
The cost of the mowers, all the maintenance of the mowers. Over here you have your vehicle and your blowers. Those are your maintenance issues. So it's a lot less maintenance, it's a lot less work. That was a very long-winded response.
But a very good one.
Okay. If you guys enjoyed these videos and you'd like to see more, I get hundreds of questions come in all the time. Let me know if you want to see more of these videos. I'll be happy to make them for you.